this is how I'm helping my friend start her business using AI. So I am going to help her go from the ground up, building a catio building business. This is the prompt I entered into ChatGPT. I will also copy and paste this into the description in this video. I'm basically asking it to go online, look up everything it needs to know for how to build a catio from the ground up, including the business plan and a general overview, and to please also produce some human-friendly diagrams that she can present to her grandma. And I let ChatGPT know, please don't stop and ask me if I'm doing this correctly. While this is running, I am also going to go back to my prompts. And if you've been following my videos, I've described why I'm setting them up this way. Here is the prompt. So I am on row 3 so that I can formulate my data structures more easily in the future. In case you are a computer scientist, you understand what this means. If you're a data scientist, this makes it easier for someone to work with the data. And here, while that is building, I am going to go to Dolly. I'm going to make pictures of the stuff that she might use for inspiration or that we could potentially use for her to advertise with. I am going to go to Dolly and I'm going to pause the video here so that this remains a YouTube short. And my personal challenge is to stay under the 60 seconds and not spend more than 4 minutes each time I make one of these videos so that I can start generating good content. Here we have the pictures of the catios. I am going to download all of these, and then I can use these as part of the video that I eventually upload into my video. I don't actually need to download these because they're stored in the memory. So this video is not going to be a YouTube short. But here you can see I have plenty of videos. Plenty of pictures of what a catio might look like in an urban setting. And then I also can regenerate these. So I'm going to generate just a selection of pictures where anybody could come in, pick them, right? And as these are generating, I am going to go back to ChatGPT and check what it's doing. See, and here we can see the visual representation of what I asked it to do. We were able to view this diagram, and then I asked it to make me some Excel sheets so that she can keep track of what she needs to do. Here's an example of a good website that lets her know exactly what she does and doesn't need to do. And I like this plugin because it does go online now, which it wasn't doing even like a couple weeks ago. It wasn't doing it quite correctly or consistently. The other ones that I selected were these plugins right here. How did I know how to select these plugins? Well, I didn't. And that's part of why I'm being more open about how I envision AI being used. That is the most common question is, I don't understand like how you're saying use AI for everything. This is like a really good example. Like, I don't know either, but I'm testing everything, like literally everything that I can. And so it was able to find a website for me. And when it has a network error, see, it's trying to build a spreadsheet for me. At this point, this is a little bit of overkill, so I don't need to make it regenerate this answer. But it is at least giving her an idea of what she needs to be thinking about. So if we wanted to go to crowdsourcing for cat lovers, if there's any cat lovers out there that want to fund my friend's project here in El Paso to help her get started creating catios. She currently works at a pet rescue. So she let us know that that like there's cats that need homes, and because we live in a city where pet life is increasingly more valuable to the residents here, I have a strong gut feeling that by creating catios, more people will be open to having cats, because as I explained to her, it's not that I like dogs over cats. It's just that it would break my heart if my cat got hit by a car, versus my dogs are just naturally staying inside my gate because I provide such a wonderful house for them. I do believe that in my core, that's why my dogs choose to not run away when the gates are left open, but I don't think the nature of cats works that way. So let's go back to our Dolly and see what other images we have created. Here we go with more images. And as you can see here, here's a bunch of happy cats looking out through their catio. And I'm going to pick this one right here because it looks to me like it has the most room for being able to build a short video. What I like to do is, just so that I can find this easily, I always name it like 01A or something, so it can be at the top of my downloads. I'm going to go to Kyber. And if you notice, I already have all my links open. I'm going to create a motion video. I'm going to start with an initial image, and that is why I put it at the top. My Mac sometimes gets stuck for different reasons, so I just kept it easy for myself. If you're working with Windows, it's pretty similar, but this is just what I'm doing for right now. So I already have my description. I've already used Kyber enough to know that the way that they write prompts is different from like Runway or the other ones. So I already have my Kyber prompt over here. I'm not going to give it too much information. I'm not going to spend this video trying to specify, with so much detail, like what I needed to do. I'm just like creating something that is sufficiently interesting to use as the, I guess, what is it called? Thumbnail for my YouTube video. This is no longer a short, but some stuff needs more than 60 seconds. If you are into this stuff, you're going to have to expand your ability to concentrate more than a 5-year-old. I did teach kindergarten for 5 years, and I'm telling you, like, one of the biggest skills is being able to learn something very quickly. I do think the mini lessons, as anybody in the education field would describe them, should be about 5 minutes max. And I also believe that maintaining a fast pace in speech is critical for somebody to learn it on all sorts of level cognitively. And my first studies are in psychology. So every time I speak, I'm not coming at this from nowhere. These are not like my guesses. This is just like literally my educated guess, and also my life experience, and also the experience of having taught like business owners and people on teams I've been on, and children, and my own parents. So I'm going to choose the one that looks very inspiring. I think right now this is like a very inspiring one because of the Spider-Man movies. So I'm going to just go ahead and let it generate my videos. And in terms of crowdsourcing, I am using this as one of the evidences of how I am going to build my business based on helping other people build their dream life through the educational platform. And the SBA loan that I'm requesting is so that I can continue to freely use these kinds of products and test out which ones are, in my opinion, the easiest for my use cases, and for me to be able to present to other people. So with that said, let's see which video gets produced. While this is happening, I am going to pause my video here. Okay, and now we can see our two videos. It kind of is the almost opposite of what a catio is supposed to do to make it easy to see that it keeps the cats contained. This one is a little bit easier to see. So now I don't have to like worry about fiddling with my thumbnails and like trying to edit videos with this thing with Power Director, which I have found to be quite useful, but it is also like really time consuming, and it continually gets stuck on my Mac. So this way I'm going to make my YouTube shorts showing you step by step what I'm doing. And also you can see the multiple products. I am not able to record off my screen when I use Power Director on my Mac. I much prefer my Mac over my Windows laptop. That might change. My Windows laptop is set to be running on Onion routers right now because I was using it to go into the dark web to try to find some info on something. That is all legal. It's just that it has a different operating system right now. So without further ado, those are all like side conversations, but I am being better about explicitly explaining my metacognitive process, which I had 9 years of practice with children. So if you want to accelerate like your future, I am the perfect example of a post midlife crisis that turned their life around. I was teaching kindergarten. I loved the kids and the parents, but it was not providing the intellectual stimulation that I needed to be happy. It was not providing the lifestyle that I felt I deserved for, just things that I wanted, like stem cells for my pets or myself or whatnot. So I am throwing all of this content onto my YouTube channel as my testing to see what people are interested in. There are 2 paths I could take, and I will talk about that in a probably separate video, but I am testing to see like what content is it where people stick around, when do they click away. I'm trying to stick under the 60 seconds so I can make the YouTube shorts, but at the same time, if I make these longer content videos for people that want to dive in to what does this look like for people that are not in the AI field, or people that haven't had exposure to AI the way I have, so that they can like take the journey with me. And then I use Tubi, which is I think that's how it's pronounced, an extension that lets me know, let me see if it's over here. So TubeBuddy lets me know what my statistics are. So I am like very actively making sure that my content is correct per my audience's requests. I am throwing all types of content on there because yes, I could make some faceless YouTube channels like a lot of these like super brilliant people are doing that are making a ton of money. But I also, as a data scientist, software engineer, AI specialist, AI architect, need to continue building a reputation for myself. And what better way to show a potential client, because I've moved into consulting, that I am able to transmit the information back to them, that I am generous. I feel like I'm generous in sharing the way that I'm doing this journey, because trust me, this has not been easy. It's not easy for me to take something that is so abstractly mathematical and stuff like that, and like is so procedurally, I guess, attention needy, and speak through it, or else we would see a lot of people actually like doing this, not just talking about it, right? It's definitely a skill I developed as a teacher. I do think that's something I bring to the table. I do see even my 85-year-old father being able to follow what I'm saying when I put it into videos. He's on some of my other videos showing how I have used AI to help people generate more wealth. I'm already doing this. I'm showing you from the ground up. Please subscribe so that I can get more subscribers. And if I reach a certain level of subscribers, then I get to monetize. And the more I monetize, the less I have to worry about my 9 to 5, and the more I can like continue offering this as a teaching platform. And yes, this all will be fed into my eventual chatty avatar, is what I decided to label these as of last night. When I create a educational platform in a different setting, and draw my YouTube audience off of I want them to continue watching YouTube. I actually love YouTube because of the way that it lets me learn from anybody, anywhere. But I also need to put them on a separate platform, and I'm trying to condense everything that I've learned and gleaned from like many other YouTubers and successful influencers videos. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm trying to let you know, like, I understand the math. I'm a data scientist. I'm a computer scientist. I am a software engineer. I was 40 years old when I graduated with this degree. So for anybody that is experiencing like a midlife crisis or quarter life crisis, like, where is my life going? What am I going to do? How am I going to improve my quality of life? I have a relative that graduated as a mechanical engineer or some kind of engineer recently, but still had to take a job that he didn't want. I'm telling you, like, the future is software. You don't have to go into software, but you do benefit from learning how to use AI in literally every aspect of your life as it unrolls and continues to develop. Probably in the next like 4 years, we'll see some stabilization in what stuff really works. I don't believe that this is the same as the real estate bubble, for which I was around, and I started buying houses during the real estate collapse, and I still have those houses. So I profited from that bubble. And then during the Bitcoin bubble, I entered that one a little bit late, but my thesis is in Bitcoin. So I'm telling you, like, this AI bubble is a little bit different. Like, this is like telling me that it's not going to matter that cavemen learned how to use fire because the spark is going to fizzle. Yes, I'm clever, right? It's not the same thing. This is very different. This is now a 26-minute video, so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to upload this. Have a great day, you all. Oh, one more thing I need to start doing is transcribing as I speak, so that I can take the transcription, dump it into ChatGPT, ask it to create a description of the video for me, instead of me like trying to think of the right words for hours. And then I go back to TubeBuddy and I let it help me decide the keywords. And I also do what I learned yesterday on a video is sift through which videos are performing really well and have very few subscribers, to find market gaps. And I throw those keywords into my video legitimately, because that's where the creative writing comes into play, so that you can like break past the YouTube algorithms and get your content like shoved up to the top of the pile. I can go into that. If people start asking me questions, I can come up with better ways of explaining things. And this really is like how I think about stuff. So when people ask me to explain things to them, especially when it has to do with software, like I don't get when people don't think about that much stuff in that way. So I've done post-quantum cryptography professionally, and in the Navy, my original rating was as a cryptography officer in the reserves. So I don't get it when people don't get it, but if people ask me specific questions, like I am able to like help you pinpoint exactly where the gap is in like the information that you need. I'm able to fill that gap. But if somebody asks me to stream of consciousness explain what I'm doing, like this is a tip of the iceberg of what goes through my head as I'm like trying to scale this business like really quickly, like within the next 2 weeks, so that when I take on my next consultancy role, like this is already in the pipelines, making me money as I sleep, or working towards making me money and building my platform and my credibility as a scientist. So yeah, ask me specific questions and I will make a video specific for you. Have a great day.